The day begins with purifying the roji, which is the dewy ground throughout the tea house. The garden and alleys are cleansed by scattering water, creating an air of tranquility for visitors. As people tend to look down, it's important to be mindful of looking upwards also. Trees are gently shaken to remove any leaves that might fall down after purification. The act of purifying the garden and alleyways is in fact a discipline to sharpen the mind and enhance perception. By repeatedly taking a holistic view and then focusing in on finer details, the mind must continually choose what to leave behind, a process that cleanses the spirit. The gentle removal of cobwebs is another facet of purifying the area adjoining the tea house. The tsukubai is a stone wash basin found in Japanese gardens, allowing guests to carry out a ritualistic purification of the hands and mouth. The act of crouching down at the tsukubai induces a sense of humility and helps guests to enter the appropriate frame of mind for entering the tea house. The gravel is gently raked, producing a soothing sound. The next task involves wringing out the cloths before carefully wiping down the engawa, the external corridor found on the outer side of traditional Japanese structures. Meticulous attention is also paid to cleansing the cross beams and bench, where guests will soon be seated. This act of wiping down each element creates an affinity with the materials and structures, while honing and polishing the senses. Once the beams and bench have been sufficiently cleansed, the next task is to carefully remove and clean the wooden sliding doors. When a guest enters, this wooden door provides the portal between the ordinary and the out of the ordinary, and is purified to allow guests to enter the tea house amid an ambience of simplicity and tranquility. After cleansing, the wooden sliding doors are carefully reinserted. Mizu-uchi, meaning the scattering of water, is an act that embodies the unique Japanese sensibility of purifying with water. It has long been said that a tea master must show dedication to self-mastery and discipline. While scattering of water may appear to be a menial task, the angle of the ladle and the manner in which it is swung, and the need to draw water without glancing at the pail, are all movements that are deceptive in their apparent simplicity. Water is lavishly sprinkled to create a pure and graceful ambience. It also results in creating small water droplets that serve to remove dust from the air, bringing down the temperature and sanitizing the space all around. Wiping down the stepping stones is also important to ensure that water does not seep into the straw zori, which are traditional Japanese thonged sandals provided for guests. The chiriana is a dust pit that expresses the concept of a mountain dwelling within the city. Into it, the host places fallen leaves and green bamboo twigs as part of the preparations for the arrival of a guest. These leaves and twigs are painstakingly gathered up during the final cleaning of the roji before the guests arrive. Tomeishi are stones placed with the practical role of guiding guests along a prescribed route. This helps to create a particular ambience for guests and to demarcate areas where they are permitted to walk as they approach the tea house. The meticulous cleaning is nearly complete. It is now time to take a moment to admire one's handiwork while appreciating the higher state of mind attained through cleansing, and finally to ascertain how the space appears from the perspective of the guest.